They've been laughing since I can remember, but they're not gonna laugh anymore. No more Maxie the Geek, no more Goof of the Week like before. No more algebra tests till September. No more working with losers like him. Hey guys, how's it going? It is I, the real Randy Chavez. I'm coming at you today with a supposed to be a Veve OMI update video. Supposed to be a podcast with a OMI whale, JP. He's not here yet, so I'll let you guys know exactly what I am going to do. If he can come in the next couple of minutes, great. If not, no big deal. They're not very nice. How much? What's up, fools? Yo, what up, Ray? How's it going? Colin says, Brandy, go buy a chair. You're gonna destroy your. My back is already heckin' destroyed. Like straight out of not good stuff. Abe McGee says Chihuahua. Yes, that is my friend's dog Juan, and Juan is I don't know why they call it. I guess because Chihuahuas are synonymous with being like Mexican dogs, and Juan's a Mexican name, and I wanted to call him Cavtefe because he got him like not too long after Trump made the Cavtefe announcement, so I thought that was pretty funny. I thought it was pretty interesting, but he did not. So JP, still waiting for you here. If he doesn't come, I might just I've streamed for like 6.5 hours today, so I might just I also be advised, guys. You guys will be some of the first to know. I just made a video. I haven't uploaded it yet, but I am officially a millionaire. OMI just did it. It reached where I needed it to go. I have more than I had 109. I have 110 now because I sold to him for $1 million OMI. So this is I just made a video. I'm gonna hope the video goes viral when I go out and release it into the wild, into the unknown, into the unknown, into the unknown. So I think that'd be pretty good. Hopefully that goes viral, and hopefully that brings a lot of attention to Veve. Thanks, guys. Y'all are the best. I'm actually putting the tags on it right now. Vacomi, Veve at millionaire, poor, hashtag OMI token, hashtag no AC, hashtag Veveverse, hashtag OMI token. Oh, I already have OMI token. I don't know what else to put on there. Ask me anything now. Until JP gets here, if he gets here, totally ask me anything. And I will do my best to answer. And I told my girlfriend, I was like, hey, I can't talk right now. I'm about to stream in 10 minutes. I just wanted to let you know I just became a millionaire. And then she called me anyway. She's like, congrats, babe. I was like, oh, thanks, babe. So yeah, this is a crazy journey. This is so and I there's no place am I share? There's no, it's not share. Who's the one that thinks like, ooh, I love the way you love, where she says, there's nowhere else I'd rather be. Really, it's just here with you guys. Just chilling, hanging out, like planning our next move. Like, what's the move? What about tomorrow with that Thanos? There's some rumors that we're gonna have Ido drop tomorrow, because remember, Sunday of last Comic-Con in July, San Diego, we had that lucky drop. It was random. Yes, thank you guys. What will I stop by, Naomi? I'll stop when I'm running out of stuff to sell. I still have a couple things left to sell, so if I can stop that, great. If not, no big deal. If I can continue selling, great. If not, no big deal. Thank you. 111 Punero says OMI and Veve are beautiful projects. They are beautiful things, and there's no other people. I guess I'd rather spend this with than you guys being like, hey, I did it. I don't see a correction coming. Don't say that. It might. But honestly, guys, we have had, and I'll show you on BitForex right now. If I can, this at 7, 9, like, I don't even know. Yeah, at 8, this is 19 million sell volume. That was 53 million this morning. Like we have eaten through so much of these sell walls. It's ridiculous. There was so many of them. And let's go to if we go to CoinGecko, we could actually see the volume, what it was today. Volume, yeah, volume's 14 million. $14 million spent today in trading volume, which is a lot. It is a lot. So like I said, I just thought that was very interesting. But yeah, it's a good. We're almost at 8. It was 799. But yeah, it's possible that after we reach a new high, then we consolidate back down at maybe 7.5. Whatever. And then we need some more correction. The higher the spike, the higher the dip. I'd rather stable pump. I mean, to be honest though, I'll go back and I'll show you. It's been relatively, we go up, like we'll go up, we'll go down a little bit, we'll go up again, we'll go down a little bit. So it is. I mean, this is over the past couple weeks. Oh my God, let me make this a little. Because over the past couple of weeks, we go up, we go down, and past 30 days, we go up, we down, we consolidate, we go up, we down, and then so it's healthy. We're not just going straight up. We are, again, look at the past 90 days where we've had all of that. It looks pretty good. Now, obviously, if you do that, it looks like we're just going up really steadily. But even up here, we go up a little bit. All right, we're going to take a little bit of a breather. We go up, breather. So I am liking what I see. And because correction is definitely coming, you don't pump this high and not correct. I mean, be advised, guys. It depends where the new strong support at 0.007. So I mean, that is very strong support. Honestly, even before at like 0.0077. There was 98 million OMI being sold, like sell volume, 98 million. And we just ate right through that. Absolutely ate right through that. So there was, could more come? Yeah, absolutely. There could be, 200 million tomorrow. Even one whale just has like a billion tokens. Like, all right, yeah, you know what? Nope, I want this to burn for reasons. But be advised, guys, we went from 0.002 something to 1.3 cents back in March. And that was when we had less than half, like a tenth of the amount of people that we had now. So it can explode. And then, yeah, we'll have a new support line. We don't know where that's going to be, though. So could it correct down to 7.5 or even 7.0? Sure. Could it keep on going and climbing all-time highs, uncharted territory, and then settling at 0.09 or a penny? That's also possible. But again, I wouldn't even. These next few months are going to be crazy. Only Veve drops, they're gone so fast. I know, dude. It's bananas. They go out and they just they just go crazy. Monero says, zoom out. The chart is freaking amazing. Yeah, chart is amazing. And we'll have this. Well, it'll sell out in a second tomorrow with Thanos, that comic book. Where was I here? There's more people buying. There's a lot more people buying. Ours is congrats, man. Definitely deserve this. Thank you. And may retrace some once we hit the new exchanges. Yeah, again, once we get new, OMI utility article and master collector program article. Yeah, is that these levels. That's why I've been so gun ho and trying to sell everything as fast as I can. I knew this day was coming. I knew it was coming. That's why I had to sell as much as I could and as much as other stuff as I could to get in, and it's worked out. It's worked out very well so far. I get what you mean. I watch OMI charts more than any other coin in existence. Definitely been taking breaths already, and will continue to. Yeah. So I need some more ideas here for these tags. OMIverse viewers up with finance. Hashtag investing. Hashtag Dashy. And Dashy will be there. Oh wow. Built into a huge cup and handle, all-time high. Heck yeah. Can't wait for the Veveverse. That's when the token gets. Yeah, dude, I can't wait for the again. The Veveverse, fortunately / unfortunately, won't be till next year. Probably April. Q2 maybe. And again, I love that. But the reason why I am okay with it being next year and not December is because if I don't have any money left to buy land in the Veveverse right now, comes out in December, I have to use OMI. If I use OMI, I have to pay taxes on that in April. But if I wait until next year and then buy it there, then I don't have to pay taxes until the next that next year. And now, where'd that go? Once it would be like the 0.01 base level soon. Time is running out of these levels. It is. I said it'd be a penny this month. The 0.007 I thought would be end of September. I thought the switch over mutable X would be at that point, but yeah, I think this, will be a penny by the end of this month. Multiple pennies by November, and who knows where in December, because we'll be on multiple exchanges. Oh yeah, are you still live? Got groceries, lunch out. So I was live for about 5-ish hours with Foster Hill, Henry Pagliuca, and Cavell Anderson. But I was supposed to be live with this guy JP, who's got a lot more OMI than I do, but he has, I don't know where he went. So I'm just here. I guess I'm here for a little while until I answer all the comments, and then I am going to release that video. I just became a millionaire video because of OMI. I wish I would have bought more OMI. Yeah, we all wish we did. We all wish we did. Yo, what up, Brendan Z? How's it going? Millionaire status happening. Yeah, it happened. For those of you that are just coming in, I did it. Chavez, OMI, millionaire. As everyone's saying, congrats, right? Yeah, Brendan Z, I did it. I hit the million. It's been a fantastic. It's been a fantastic. The video's coming out literally as soon as this is over. Burns are amazing, but they aren't the only thing that can raise the price. Demand, yeah, dude, the demand by itself is just going to be a heck of a thing. I'm going to go on my video, and I'm going to give myself a like. This is on the video that I just am about to upload in a minute and about to make public. Oh gosh, where'd it go? As it did. Men's already surging and going to continue. It is. And again, we barely advertised. Like, we've barely advertised. This is, God, it's going to hit everyone like a ton of bricks. So that wife and I only have 17,000 OMI. There is, you will have a good amount of money in the future. As rich as $1, you'll have well over 5 figures. Me Holmes like, hi. I can hear the news now. How do you buy OMI? Dude, the people that have the OMI videos, how to buy OMI, you're gonna get so much ad revenue. Congrats on Paper Million. Why, thank you. Why, thank you. I am very thankful. What's up, Ethan Youngberg? How's it going? The people who I'm jealous of is the people younger than me that have, millions of OMI. Like, I started when I was 26 with, trying to think, less than $3,000 after exiting the military. People like Ethan Youngberg that have what, 500,000 OMI for, like, whatever you have, like, you're gonna have so much money in your 20s. It's ridiculous. So yeah, a bunch of people that are younger than me, a lot younger than me, that have more. You're gonna starting a lot better than when I started at. Adrian Cruz, I said, let's go. Congrats, bro. Thank you. Oh, thanks, guys. Sorry for it. Look at where you've come from. Adversity builds the best of us. Well, thanks, dude. I love you guys. Like I said, nowhere else I'd rather be than just here chilling with you guys. Nice small group we got. It's nice, intimate, and I hope this continues for a long time. Not gonna be only millionaire. I'm sure my biggest bag, money. Get it? Congrats, mortal. Thanks, God. Yes, yeah. I hope to be a millionaire before I'm 25. I think you can do it. David Rose's mom says, "Woo!" David Rose's mom. I love you guys here every step of the way. And put everyone comment down below if you everyone comment down below if you believed in me or not. I'm going to put that in the video, and then I'm going to pin that comment to my video that's not released yet. I'll release that after I'm done. Yeah. Okay. Moving on. Avoid those capital gains taxes, Randy. Yeah, I'm going to huddle as long as I can. Thank you. Wish the best to you and your hubby. So awesome. I know, right? His mom's laughing. Everyone liked this video too. Yeah, liking this video would be cool. That'd be pretty fun. Congrats, Dashy's dirt dad. Yeah, Dashy is well, I mean, Dashy is the God. I am just the prophet. God Dashy, OMI Jesus. And there are this is congrats, bro. You're an inspiration to all of us. Thank you. Let's go, Randy. Congrats. Next level multi-millionaire. I don't know what it has to be. Probably. I don't know. What would 1.8 cents, give or take? Yeah, 1.8 cents up to $1 million. No, it says, I believe in you. Thank you. Thanks, Omar. Oh yeah, everyone, listen to Kaiser Kaiser. Smash that like button. I believe in you. Thanks, guys. Yep, followed your gut. I did. Hey, we got we're adding to the stream here. Oh, there he is. There he is. JP, what's going on, man?
Yeah, I apologize, man. I had a work thing that I couldn't get to my phone about. So,
Oh, it's all right. I feel it. We're only 15 minutes in. We are celebrating that I did it, became a millionaire. It finally happened.
yeah.
So for those of you, for the people out there that do not know, how did you get started in OMI? What was your inspiration? What was your like moment where it clicked? Like I got to sell everything.
I'm trying to think. I would say probably like 80% of it was probably all of Cavel's videos. I
Ooh.
really liked all of his beginning videos. I know the videos now, I'm kind of like half on, half off, but it is what it is. But when you pump out 3 videos a day and he's popping out all this content, and he was right. And that's, people would talk trash on him in the very beginning, like, we don't have that, we don't have that. But we do. You see all those things, and like now you look back on it, like, oh, you feel like an idiot because you didn't invest. But I originally bought towards the top, before Uniswap and everything like that, before it was a penny. And I think my original buy was like 4 million, 4.1 million at like 0098. And I saw go a little bit up. And I think it peaked around like 1.3 when Bitcoin peaked. And then it retraced all the way down. And I wasn't sure where the bottom would be, but I still wanted a good buying position. And at the time, I gave money to a financial advisor. And I felt kind of shitty because like I never invested before, and I gave him money about like a couple months ago. So I'm like, yeah, you know that money I gave you to invest in like S&P and stocks, I'm gonna need that back. I'm gonna put that in the crypto.
Was he salty about that?
Yeah, he was. But listen, at the end of the day, it's high risk, high reward. But even it's not even a high risk thing with OMI. It's like it's a smart play. You see all this potential, and you're like, how can this thing fail?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm rambling a little bit. I apologize, but
No, I enjoy it. It's a unique perspective, unique story. Because a lot of times with financial advisors, they like every penny they get because they have a certain amount of money under management, under assets, and they can use that. And when you take that away, it's like it's like, oh man, now I have less money that I can work with and I can play with, that type of deal.
yeah, he wasn't a big crypto person, so he's like, oh, it's a scam, it's a rug pull. He's like,
oh my god.
He's like, what is it, Dana Pena or whatever? Like, Bitcoin's going to zero.
Dude, there's so many conspiracy theories on it. Like there's a couple of really funny ones too. One was like, it was actually Putin that created Bitcoin. He did that so that all Americans put their money into this, and then it's their master plan to cripple the economy.
Yeah.
I thought that was pretty fun. What are some of your favorite conspiracy theories that are just like laughable or like, oh, this is actually true?
About crypto in general, or OMI, or
I
what?
guess anything. I mean, I was gonna put in general like with crypto because that's where we were going. But then when I said which ones are like true, I was like, well, Alex Jones is right with that Epstein Island stuff. So like, I don't know whichever way you wanted to go with that.
I don't know enough to talk about it, but I hear Tether come up a lot. Like, if something ever happens with like China and Evergrande and it becomes more news or whatever, that Tether may collapse. But I think everyone's so far into it that, there may be some repercussions, but I think it's all fun at the end of the day, and people just get so emotionally attached. I mean, I got emotionally attached when I saw my initial investment at a penny, and I put in 40K, and like went up on Uniswap to 1.3. I think I was at like 52, 53, and I saw it retraced all the way down to like, it was bad. And I was like, you can't really time the bottom, but I'm gonna put in a bunch.
Yeah.
And then yeah, I started buying it. I think it was like the initial one was like 0035, and I could only transfer David Rosen's mom. Cheers to David Rosen's mom. Out of when I would send money from Coinbase Pro to Bitforex, you can only send like X amount because my Coinbase Pro limit, and so like I was limited on that. I know Area Realty helps you with your purchase and all that kind of stuff like that, but it's a huge pain, especially when you're sending like an enormous amount of money. And so I'm trying to send everything, and then once I have like God knows how many XLM. I have to like sell it in increments of like 10,000 XLM or 1,000 XLM. And as I'm doing that, I'm actually dropping the price of XLM. So I'm not really getting what I paid for. I'm actually like lowering the liquidity and I'm getting less money. But I don't know how else to do this in one fell swoop.
Yeah.
It's the same thing when I was buying OMI. Like as I started the purchase, I started purchasing at 0035 and I slowly saw it go into 0036, 37, 38. And like people thought like, oh, it's going to come back at that point. I think it was, let me see if I can pull up the chart. Like my main purchase was.
While you look for that, Ethan Youngberg, yes, that will go into exchanges or going on the app. We'll switch that during the transfer, but definitely wait to do that. I would say give it another month, let them come out with that article, and then do that.
Yeah. So like the 18th and the 19th. So I started purchasing it. So when it was 0035, and then it ballooned up to I think about 0043. And then after I started purchasing it, it kind of like retraced back to like 0035. And then the next day I put in a decent amount again, and it didn't even really move. And I thought that was kind of funny. Like when I put in such an ungodly amount, I could move it. And I thought I was like, oh shit, I'm the whale. I'm the person that can.
You are, you know.
It's a decent amount. Don't get me wrong. I mean, like I'm not gonna toot my horn about it, but listen, at the end of the day, I thought like it's coming back, and then I saw it drop to like 0.0011417. I don't know when the bottom was, and I was just like, all right, everything I got at this point, and like it needs to be that. And then I'll be honest with you, I got frustrated at a point, and I heard George talking about Solana gonna triple, and I was like, there was a lot of people that I knew that wanted to get in but didn't know how to get in. So I was like, all right, let me do this real quick, trade for some Ethereum. And so I'm not going to like sell it to dump the market. I'll just sell it to people that want the project, help them with maintenance and all that other kind of stuff. And, I put a good portion of that into Solana. And I won't say it's not triple, but almost triple that position. And then put it all back in the OMI before it popped.
Nice.
And well, listen, at the end of the day, I'm a greedy investor, but I'm also an emotional investor, and I'm not afraid to say that. Like when I saw it just staying stagnant, I think it was like 0.02523 or something like that for a couple of weeks. I'm like, I'm seeing like I could be in a project that could be popping. It's not like Doge or Shiba that's just gonna some poo coin, but like at the end of the day, if I had the potential to double my money in another coin and hopefully jump back in without missing that opportunity, that's what I was going to do, and I did that. It was fantastic. I don't think I could have done it any better, but at the end of the day, it's extremely risky. I'm all in my position, but I'm fantastic because like I know where we're going. And the more videos that came out for more, YouTubers about OMI and the OMI token, you can just see the potential. Like Taps did a video recently where is $1, possible in 5 years. And and listen, when I first saw the video from Cavell, like I like the majority of his content. I'm not gonna bash him on stream, but like I don't like some of his videos. Everything he says though is true. I'll give him that. Everything that he's did as far as like the content, I just sometimes don't like that kind of personality, and that's fine. Everybody's got their own particular kind of thing. But when I was like $OMI, we're not even back at a penny. We haven't even hit that potential. But at the end of the day, it is what it is. So it's gonna get there. It's just a matter of when. So
I guess two things with that. One, Cavell was just on. I had him on with Foster Hilt and Henry Pagliuca. So we were talking about what this could be, and something that would shock me. That would if we reach 20 cents next year, I'd be like pleasantly surprised, but I wouldn't be shocked. I wouldn't be like I would be surprised, but not like completely like, oh wow, like flabbergasted. So 30 cents, that would be it. And then, Henry Pagliuca, he's just a crypto, he's similar to Taps, crypto real estate guy. And he's very big on Cardano, and he's like, listen, at 50 cents, I'd be like you are at 20 cents. Like, all right. And he says like he'd be shocked at like $1. I was like, I don't. But he says that's still in the realm of possibility, and that guy Crypto Rain also says that's a possibility in the next decade, or not, or the next this end bull run, this bull run that we're in right now. And I don't see it yet. I don't see the way, just because we don't know what's going to go on with the Veve verse, with the OMI token utility and all that, even if it's going to be a success. But I'm pretty bullish on it. The question I had for you is that, how were you so sure that Solana was going to triple before OMI would move? Because you said you knew OMI would move at some point. How did you know which one?
I have a lot of trust in George. I mean, everybody has their main crypto like YouTube channel, and we won't talk about the people we don't like, fat people who are like the #1 in crypto and all that other kind of stuff. But there's people who talk about certain things, and you can see how when they talk about certain projects, the movement in the market. And I looked at that as an opportunity, just how I thought, like, as I got deeper into OMI, that, I met people online that maybe had some pertinent information that could be, happen on certain dates. And so far that has been correct. And that's kind of something I keep close to my chest, because I don't know if it's true, but so far it's been right. It's kind of like the plan B guy, like, all the certain kind of pinnacles. So like, I know somebody who gives me some info about, OMI, and so far it's been right. I'm not going to air out business, but it's been right. There's been a couple things I wanted to chat about that people get all worried about, because fun coming back and forth. So first is bots. You want to chat about that?
Yeah, of course. Okay. I am not going to be one of those like sunshine and rainbow guys and be like, no, there's no bots. Like, I'm sure there are. Even David or Dan has said that probably 1% of the active users, or at least the downloads, were bot related, and which is probably a lot better than what we had 6 or 8 months ago. It's not, again, what's something that you would want to try to have the least of if you're an up-and-coming company that wants to seem fair to people. You probably want to have the least amount of bots as possible. That being said, if there is 400,000 people going for 30,000 comics, and I'm just using that 30,000 comics. I'm not even talking about like the Captain Carter or the Dragon Girl that happened today. It's just like, most people are not going to get it. Like 90% of people are not going to get that drop, even if there's no bots, just because there's so many people going for it. And I don't know whether that's just sometimes people are just slow, or it's internet ping or mega speed upload, whatever. I think Cavell Anderson just did a video on this where he just lets people have it. So are there bots? Sure. Are they a huge problem that is where we can't have any fun and it's like not fair for most of us? No, not at all. Then they just have to get lucky. Economi's not responsible for giving people fast internet. It just happens to be where you live. That's just my opinion on it. How about you?
Unpopular opinion, most hated maybe in the Economy community. I actually, from a YouTuber, saw a lot of information. I think the guy's name was Veve Vault, but he changed it to like Gala Gang because he got so much.
I think it's still Veve Bot Gang. He's still on.
Okay.
Yeah.
He changed that at some point, but I guess because Cavell reacted to too many of his videos. I saw that, and then I reached out to a couple of people about how would you kind of go about that. So I tried it out, and I did some botting. Now, in the process, unpopular opinion, a lot of them got flagged and locked out. Okay. And I'm not going to go hit up Veve and be like, "Oh, can I have my my collection, please?" They exist, and I didn't do this from a scumbag perspective, flipping money, because my OMI bag is more than enough, as you're aware of.
You just want to like learn the process and see how it.
I want to see the truth in it. Like, Cavell brings a lot of truth to things, and I like firsthand experience. And then there was a whole thing with like Ben and the other guy dumping tokens. So like one of the other things was keeping track of all the different wallets and how many tokens were moving, because you saw stuff on like OMI Whale Wallet or OMI Whale Watcher on Twitter. It's like, like 40, I don't know the number, we'll say like 40, million was sent to exchanges, and then taken off exchanges was like 200 million or something. And people are like, why? What is, are whales really like dumping the price to buy back in and all that other kind of stuff? But I think from the past like 30 days that I've tracked it, I haven't really seen anything that correlates that. Obviously, you could use, I only track the top like 200 wallets. So like you can always send it to a little wallet. But anyway, back to bots. They're effective, but they're not always 100%. But a lot of them have gotten flagged. I don't know how people feel about that. I really don't care. I just want to see if it was an actual problem. And I think it is to a degree, but at the same token, there's 700,000 users that have that ability to snag a drop. And I just did it from perspective, like, is it really a problem? Let me try it out. And, I don't do every drop, but I've done some, and, it's effective.
Yeah. So I actually really enjoy that you did that. And I actually wish more people did that as just like a thought experiment or an experiment saying like, what would happen? And you said out of how many accounts did you have? Like 8 or 10? Or
so I got out with 12. I still have 5 active ones. And probably the next drop that I do, or the couple after that, I'll probably slim it down to 4. I never do anything on my main account that's tied to my phone.
Yeah.
But I have other phones and email addresses, obviously. And you just, it's not that hard to do it after you're into it and you watch YouTube videos or go on like Reddit forums. It's the same thing that people do to get like sneakers on like Nike.com. You just have to figure out like what bot you need, how much you're going to pay for the bot and stuff like that. My question is, after it gets like confiscated, where does that go? That would be an interesting question.
Yeah, I wonder what they do. That'd be insane if they burn those collectibles. That would. Now that's something that I would feel salty about, because at least let's say if you happen to get like a really rare mint number, or a really low mint number. I mean, they're all each themselves rare, but a really low mint number, and then they after they burn it, I would rather that turn into a giveaway, or that be into something wherever. But how long were for the ones that got flagged and got restricted? How long were those accounts? Were they active before they got caught?
I would say 4 of them were in the first 2 weeks, and I did every drop. And then after that, it was probably like once a week. I started at the beginning of like season 2, but I didn't like want to do like every drop. I didn't try for anything that was like high profile, like the James Bond or anything like that. And that's just what it is. I mean, I'm not going to continue to do it because I can know based on my results with everything like that. And I don't know how to correlate like all the collectibles I have, because I don't want to put anyone in a bad spot. Like if I sell it, and if my account gets flagged, someone's going to be out that NFT or those gems and all that kind of fun stuff. So donate them to charity. I could donate them. That'd be kind of be shitty if I donate it and then you're like, oh, your account gets flagged.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe just they would like low key put it back in the store without anyone noticing. Like, oh wait, there's a Catwoman left, or there's that'd be cool. Like there's a Superman left. Oh my god, get it for $50.
Supermarket at market price. There you go.
And did you? What did you do as your day job? Are you still working there? Did you leave? What? Tell me that story.
Yeah, so recently I decided that I'm going to be leaving the field. So I work with kids with disabilities, but more particular, it's like very intense behavior. So I work with kids with severe aggression, self-injurious behavior, elopement, noncompliance.
Yeah.
I just love psychology in general. So like trying to figure out why a kid like doesn't want to do something, the reason why, and the behaviors that he has, and trying to kind of manipulate that like human behavior. So I'll work with like one kid who doesn't want to do a lot of homework because it's too hard for him. So instead of him saying like, oh, I want to break, he'll stab me with a pencil.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it's fun. It's interesting because you work with these kids who've had this past learning history that they can, do these particular things, and you don't need to like push them if he's going to stab you with a pencil. We're brought in to kind of teach him more like socially appropriate behaviors with like, one of the learners I worked with, sweet kid, very like, blonde hair, short little kid. And I would talk to him, and if he didn't like something, he would tell me that he was going to light me on fire. So trying to make it more appropriate, but see, that's the thing. You work with individuals on the spectrum usually, and they all always have that grasp of trying to express themselves as like a person who's not on the spectrum would be. So, you're trying to set the bar not too high from other people, not our company, but other people's, because you don't want him to say like, oh, I'm going to burn you, I'm going to stab you with a pencil or physically assault you.
Yeah.
Then our job is to push them a little bit and then form, the way they act in these settings, like the school settings or after school settings, to be more socially appropriate. Like I can now take, him out into an outing, and he's very, very appropriate. He's not going to say anything like when he gets frustrated, he'll say like, I'm frustrated, I need a break, as opposed to something that would be very vulgar, like some aggressive language towards another person, or it might hit another kid. And you teach them that ability and keep trying to reinforce that. And that's the whole thing. You're trying to reinforce, more appropriate behaviors, and they have this past learning history that, if they don't want to do something, it's just like human behavior, but it's a bit harder usually with kids on the spectrum, because it's just constant reinforcing of that. So like I worked in a school for about 3.5 years, and then before that I worked with a learner with an adult program. So I would do like job support. So I worked with him at a local grocery store, and he had ODD. Are you familiar with that?
No, what's ODD?
Operational Defiance Disorder.
What's that?
So basically when you ask him to do something, he'll tell you no, like he's defined in that answer. So this gentleman didn't have a lot of services when he was younger. So he's a grown adult, and he's learned that if he says these particular things that he doesn't want to do them, he's not going to do them. So like his job there was to basically gather carts, and he would talk to old ladies, and he wouldn't want to stop talking to him because he was just chatty Cathy, and that's perfectly fine. But like, all right, let's go get some more carts. And he would just like squarely look at me and tell me to go fuck myself. So it's very, very interesting.
Did you ever laugh? Did you ever like? I know you're definitely not supposed to, but did you?
I have a good rest and bitch face for the most part, but there's some stuff that I've like seen, and but no, you're not really supposed to have a reaction, because like even when I was being like assaulted basically like in school, that's my job to like take that, have no physical reaction, and redirect him to a more socially appropriate thing. Like if he's getting angry because he doesn't want to do his work, I need him to verbally express, I want to take a break. But if he like hits me, I can't give a response to that, because that's always been his out. So then he knows that behavior that he's always done in the past is, if he hits me, he doesn't have to do his work. But in this regard, they bring me in, and he can hit me all day long, stand with the pencils, he can just slap me around, whatever. You're still going to do your work, unless you like to, appropriately say, oh, I'd like to request a break after, so many things. And that's the whole point. Because, in a gen ed school, they're kind of like put into an autism classroom, and they're linked together with, a kid that might be nonverbal, who can't express themselves. Other kids have behavioral issues. And so you kind of have like a show of different behaviors. You have people that can't really talk and express themselves, and you have other ones that express themselves but aren't doing it in such a socially appropriate way. Like you want a kid in an autism classroom to get to a gen ed classroom, there's a lot of things that you need to do for that, because in an autism classroom, you're going to have other kids hitting each other because they can't express themselves appropriately. They go through a lot of emotions. Like they don't have that age bracket that you think that they have. Like they may be a 12-year-old kid physically, but mentally they're only maybe 3 or 4 years old. So you're trying to give them the all necessary like language and needs to kind of make them express those things in a more appropriate way. I know I ramble on, and that's a lot of shit, but yeah, that's basically it.
That's so. I don't want. So I not like I'd have two different reactions to those types of things. If
Go
I
on.
had just one kid like giving me the finger, telling me to go F myself, like that's just funny. But if they're like physically like assaulting me, as like that's when it's not funny to me anymore, and that's when I could not do the job. Like I would be like, oh, this is not happening. Like, so for the type of people that you have, the type of person you have to be to work there, it's got to be make you eligible for like sainthood or something. Because that's like, what do you do? Do you have like this limerick that you say, like, all right, or you just, it's a big bag of weed, and it's like, no, it's all good, man, it's all good.
No, I mean, like, listen, it's just like, regular Gen Ed people, everyone does something for a reason. Like, if like some millennial Cynthia doesn't get her way, she'll like cry and complain to daddy until she gets it, right?
Yeah,
It's no different than somebody that, has a disability or has behaviors or on the autism spectrum. So at the end of the day, you gotta do what you can to just better provide them assistance in a more Gen Ed setting if that's what the parents want. So
yeah. So like I said, and when you left, because it sounds like you were pretty good at your job. Do they have people like? Do they have like a bench like in baseball? All right, let's get this guy on, get this guy off the bench. Do they have a deep bench, or like people that are always wanting to work, or is that something that's really hard to find people for, like veterinarians or vet techs, or they're just so hard to find now?
it's got a high burnout rate. So like my title was a registered behavior tech, and then there's a person above me that writes a behavior plan. Like if little Timmy, does such and such, my job as a tech should be this and this. So like think of it as like a manager and a cashier.
Okay.
Person above me writes a plan, and then I implement the plan. So people who are on the ground, like the bootstraps, it's hard for them because they deal with a lot of different behaviors. Like I can work with one kid and he doesn't have any real aggressive behaviors. He just says a lot of different saucy things. And like he'll go up to somebody and say something that's extremely inappropriate. And then I have other learners who are physically aggressive. So like I like the instance that like not every kid's the same. And you get that kind of break. So like I'll do like an after school after my school case. And so I like that it's not just all the same thing. As far as like the burnout's real. Not a lot of people are cut out for it. I was 4.5 years into it, and I lost my school case because our company decided to increase their pay rate. So I lost the kid I worked for like for 3 years, and then transitioned to with him to middle school. And I really wanted to do that. And it kind of made me upset. But at the end of the day, like stuff like that happens. Kids lose funding all the time through the state and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But it's different. At the end of the day, I like to know why people do something, and if I can help them, because that's who I am. I'm Mr. like Captain Savaho in every regard, like relationship advice and stuff like that, or kids. But listen, I love what I do. I love working with kids. I'm great with them, and I just found my niche because one of my exes that I dated, her brother was on the spectrum, so that's how I got into the field. And I was like, maybe I could do something like this. I don't know. Before then, I was going to go to culinary school. And me being a fat guy, I could throw down in the kitchen usually. But that's the thing. Like, it's trying to figure out life. Like, I did retail for, God, like 8 years.
Oh, so you're used to getting abused.
Oh
my friend Megan had something similar inside down there. She was in retail for a while, and she went to culinary school. So she kind of followed kind of the same path that you did. I guess, yeah, I've heard retailers get abused like so horribly. Like it's mostly verbal abuse, but
yeah, it's just a lot of people that don't have like realistic things. Like, I worked at a retail store, and there was a supermarket literally like right next door, and like the corporate guy was like, "How can we get more sales?" And I was like, "Lower your prices." There's a supermarket right next door, and there's a Walmart across the road. And he's like, "That's not the answer we need. Let's think about something else. How can we get 2 more items in a basket?" If you can't lower your prices, what's the point of people shopping here? It's not going to be my smiling face or my sarcastic comments. So
yeah. So now that the whales are together, OMI do be rising though. What are some of your plans to do with the funds? Is it to create like a thing like so those kids don't lose funding? Have the government can't take care of it, so the free market's got to step up. What do you got in mind?
I mean, It all depends. I don't know. So that's the big what if. My life has been kind of revolving around stacking up ungodly amounts of money. And then, like, for instance, like I bought my house in cash. I know that sounds weird because I thought that was like the bee's knees. Like, this is before investing, before buying into Ethereum, before buddying into crypto. I was like, I'm going to save up enough money. I don't want a mortgage. I'm going to be like the cool kid. I can buy a house in cash. And then when I did it, I was like, oh man, I don't have any things to worry about. I just got taxes and a little HOA. And then I was happy. I got fatter. I had a nice little girlfriend on the side. Like, I was just like, oh, this is good life, man.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, but I feel like I'm 45 with 3 kids and I'm married. This is terrible. So I don't like to get comfortable. I always want to reach like pinnacles, like financial pinnacles, and always keep it pushing. And I thought like I would cash out like after a couple pennies. But then I talked to you and you're like, I'll be a deca millionaire, man. 10 million JP, that's what you should do. And I was like, shit, he's right. Like,
yeah.
Why would I cash out and I could get 5 million after taxes and I can get 10 million or I can get 20 million or I can get 30 million. And I see all these videos, like owe me to $1 in 5 years. Can I wait 5? Yeah, I can wait 5 years.
Yeah. I mean, if you want to take a little off the top, like, all right, I'll, just to enjoy yourself a little bit. Like, but see, I'll still do it because I made plans for it already. I will get a Tesla Cybertruck next year. That is one thing that I have to sell. Like, I technically don't have to. I could probably just do it on credit and then just make payments of whatever. I think like YouTube or what have you. Because I mean, again, let's say I sell $1 million OMI for that, and so $1 million OMI at that point is let's say between $50,000 and $70,000. Because it's like 5 or 7 cents. Well, a year later it could double or triple. It's like, oh, if I had only hodled, I could have, So that's. I feel like I'd be doing myself a disservice if I sold out too early. So the stuff will change. The only thing I will spend money on now is really going to be the plan in the Veveverse next year.
Yeah, I would love to see that. I wanted to do something real quick because I saw a comment. This Bert guy. So it says, I commend you, JP. I have a 4-year-old girl on the spectrum getting her all the help she deserves. What are your thoughts on ABV? Did you mean ABA, like applied behavior analysis? Because that's what I do. I think that's what it is. What's ABV though? So the state I work for, they're funding through the state, or if you have good insurance, it could be through like I don't know, like Horizon or something like that. Some Blue Cross, depends upon like what your family has. And it's all particular. Like the state is usually good with funding and they can allot you X amount of hours. So like if you're like, me and I make like $70K a year, that you can speech therapy for nonverbal. Yeah. I mean, any services that you can get for your daughter is fantastic. Speech therapy, occupational therapy, ABA services if your child has any specific kind of behaviors, just more socializing and stuff like that. Like any services you can get, the sooner the better. Early intervention is key because as the child gets older, it's harder to implement those services and to get those services. I never knew how hard it was when you have a kid with a disability or needs services, how many hoops you have to jump through. And it's such a shit show. I apologize for cursing on your stream.
No, it's all right. Is it because bureaucracy gets in the way? You need to fill out this form, then go over here and fill out this form. So what would you do if you were in charge and like, how do you streamline it? How do you make it easier?
It's through the state, so it's always going to suck. And there's so much like politics and bullshit that you have to deal with. Like you have to like beg on your knees for services. And when you get services, you got to pick a company. And hopefully you pick a good company with a good, good therapist, whatever that, therapist does, whether it's like occupational therapy, speech therapy, or applied behavior analysis. So it comes like, I am no longer in a school with my one kid. It's another company and they fucking suck. They're terrible. They don't show up to school. That's late. And they're just not good, and it's a crapshoot. But as far as getting back to that, like, once you physically get the services, you pick a company through the state and they give you how many hours you're allotted. And then with ABA services, basically they're only really allowed to give you 3 years of ABA services, which is like services when your kid has behaviors or doesn't have the kind of like social skills. And after the 3 years, they try to cut services, and you can try to extend that. But the problem is you have to go through all this kind of, bullshit to continue those services. So like as soon as services end and little Johnny is doing good, he might have more behaviors if the parents can't keep up with the plan or something like that. And don't even get me started when they're an adult. When they're an adult, funding is like
possible.
Yeah, I mean, it's possible, but like your funding budget for an adult, right? When I worked with a learner who did support and employment, he would get like 14 hours of support and employment at ShopRite, and he would be scheduled like 30 hours. So half the time I can't be there. He has to do it independently. And it sucks because I want to provide the services. Now, you take that same budget, and he could just be in a day program all day, not doing shit. And he could just be like making sandwiches or something. Like, yes, it's good, skills to some degree. Like he has the independence to create his own meals and something like that. But, the vast majority of these kids, unfortunately, will fall through the cracks when they become an adult. The parents are too old. We'll put them in a day program, or we'll just put them in some sort of facility that will just kind of be like a 24-hour thing. And it really sucks because there's so much. Yeah, and it's really shitty. I mean, I can only give so much input because I only deal with applied behavior analysis. But because I do ABA, I also have like, I see from like an occupational therapy perspective, a speech therapy perspective. Like if a kid is unable to express what he wants, or he has to use an augmented device, which is like a talker, and he can't express himself, then I work with a speech therapist to have him express his needs instead of getting frustrated, banging a tablet, so forth like that. There's so many moving parts, and you just got to really be on it and just like listen. Whatever state you're in, just always be a prick to the state and always get what you're deserved. Even in a school district, like the school district that I was with, the mom, they want to kick the kid out of district because he was having so many behaviors, and the district was like, he's having so many behaviors. You need to get him out of the school. The mom's like, no, you need a supportive aid that's not from the school district and that one can better support him. So when I started with him in third grade, he was in a full autism classroom, had a lot of behaviors, cool kid. He could express himself, but it was a lot of like aggression and a lot of, different stuff like that, a lot of verbal stuff, like he's going to light me on fire. Just an angry kid when he would get upset. And it's hard for him because you would see him try to struggle and have him express these things.
Yeah.
And, and when he recently graduated fifth grade grade school, and he was in a full gen ed classroom with no behaviors. And that's the beautiful thing. With 3 years of service, you can see that potential. And that's just ABA services. I can't talk for like a speech therapist perspective or an occupational therapist perspective, but like there's just so many different moving parts of it that you gotta love your job. Like when I was in retail, I hated my job. I worked overnight. I was a miserable prick. I love my job because I can see the progress in these kids. Like I know if I put 110% and I'm going to have, even if I have a bad session, I might get hit on, right? I might get, things said to me. I might be like mentally drained at the end of the day, but to see the progression of that kid, that's what does it for me. So
it's worth it.
Yeah, definitely.
That's amazing that you did that, or that you did it for so many years also, just taking that abuse and just to make kids better. What do you think is like the best outlet for them to have, like expression of self? Is it art? Is it music? Is it sport? I know it's probably different for everyone, but just binge watching anime. That's what I do. Like what's the best expression that you've seen that helps?
Everything, man. I mean, just like when I was growing up, I'm 36. I consider myself old, but whatever. There would always be this distinction of like individuals that had disabilities or a bit different would always be like segregated, and it shouldn't be like that. And a lot of people focus on that. And although there are good programs that will help them in certain perspectives, the main thing is to try to put them in a more gen ed perspective if that's what they want. My kid would love to be in all these gen ed things. However, he was still having behaviors because he would have behaviors and want to hit a kid. You couldn't put him in like, go to Sky Zone with like little kids and stuff like that. But eventually get to that part. I mean, my whole thing would be they're companies that focus on social skills, which are huge, right? And any services that are provided by the state where you literally don't have to pay shit. I work in a good state that provides them for free. Whether you're on food stamps or you make 150,000, you still qualify for services.
Yeah.
It's based upon your kid and their needs. And, certain states are like that, other states aren't. So I'm getting off topic and shit. I apologize. But
no, it's something that I don't think I've ever, outside of maybe a couple of friends that I have that are teachers, that they work with like kids that are in special ed, which is a very mild version of what you do. This is something that I don't think I've ever met anyone in that field. And just, I think you really got to be a good person like that, because I would not last. Like I had, I was in the veterinary field for a while, and most dogs that you run into, they're pretty good. They're pretty nice. Only every once in a while, like you get a dog that really wants to like tear your face off. But you're dealing with the aggressive kids all the time, and you're getting verbally abused. It's just a lot. But I guess if you want to bring it back to topic, there's this guy that says crypto winter. When do you think it'll be? I think that we're not necessarily bear proof, but I think we do have some crypto winter / bear market body armor on, where we can go and say, like, we might go down with the rest of the other companies, maybe not as much, but we will recover a lot quicker than everyone else. What are your thoughts on that? Because he's been in OMI and he ran out at there.
Ran out of cash because the project was correct. Hey, I mean, like, look at what's the guy thing? It's not Genghis Khan crypto anymore, but like the crypto, what I'm talking about, the Asian gentleman who does all the funky dances, and what I'm talking about?
No, I hear Genghis Khan. I think Conqueror.
No, he was Genghis Khan. Oh, he's gonna kill me for like ruin his name or whatever. I'll have to find him in a second, but his name was like Genghis Khan Crypto, and there was a YouTube video that he bought 25 million OMI at the peak because we thought it was going to moon, and Bitcoin took a dump.
Andre Jick.
No, not Andre Jick. Oh, I'm gonna have to look it up now. Hold on.
Okay, all right, because he bought $150,000 worth at like the peak, which was only like 16 million OMI at the time, and then.
Hold on, you're gonna make me look like an idiot, Randy.
Okay.
No, he's one of the content creators. He's a real cool guy. Dance Buddha Panda.
Dance Buddha Panda?
Yeah. Here, I'll send you the link in private.
Okay.
You should know what I'm talking about. You can't miss that guy. He's got like a great personality, and I saw him put in like 25 million or 22 million or something. He's like, I will be fucking rich. And listen, even if you bought the top and you've held this long, congratulations. You're still early. It sucks. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
Because my original 40,000 turned into dog shit when it hit 0014. But it's still a good project. And I think that's what pissed people off, because you bought at the top and I didn't know any better. I bought at the top too. I just dollar cost averaged and I had more money. If I didn't give my money to a financial advisor, I would have done the same. But listen, we are still early, and it's just like Bitcoin or any other crypto. Even if you fuck up and you buy the top, I shouldn't say fuck up because that's terrible. But even if you buy the top, my apologies. Hold. Like if you bought the top of Bitcoin when it was like, 14, 11K, whatever the hell, and now look where it is, and we'll look where it's going to go. You just have to hold longer. Yes, waiting sucks. Everyone is an emotional and patient investor like me. I'm a little bitch. I'll tell you straight out. Like, I don't like waiting. I want my money now. But I see the potential, and I'll wait, and that's just what it is.
Okay, all right, that's good. That's good. I did the same thing. I started, but if I was completely liquid, in March, April when I got in at 0.007, I think I got in April. I would have done the same thing, but thankfully I wasn't. Thankfully, it took me a little while to sell some of these Pokemon cards. I didn't sell Tesla until July. I didn't go, and I still held Bitcoin. You told me to like, hey, sell some Bitcoin, and I should have when it was 0.002. I didn't. I held on to one until it was 0.0035. So
let me interrupt real quick. I saw something in chat I want to bring up, and I'll talk about that. So Mark Miller says, I've been buying via Coinbase Pro XLM to BIC4X, selling XLM for USDT, you should talk about it. We'll save people money if they are planning to buy more OMI. Yes. So if you are going to buy more OMI, the quickest and easiest way is this. Coinbase Pro is cheaper.
Mm-hmm.
Buy XLM. If you do an ACH deposit, like a withdrawal from your bank, I think it takes 7 business days, or maybe just 7 days. I don't know. I only did it like twice. I went to the fucking bank, and I did. I went to the bank. I can't even think of the word now. I wire transfer, and it was $30 at the bank, and then $10 that Coinbase Pro took from it. So $40 overall. And my money was ready in 24 hours. That's what you should do for 2 reasons. One, you know your money got there if you're moving an absorbent amount of money, or something like, I would say anything over like 4 or 5K. Because especially now, where it's going to go up very shortly, you would rather buy now than you have to wait in 7 days and you just see the price like slowly climb up and you're like, oh, I'm going to put a gun to my head because I could have bought it at 008 if I would have paid $40 more. Now it's at almost a penny. But yes, that is the easiest thing. It's still a pain in the ass to buy for a lot of people.
Yeah.
And that's just what it is. But Coinbase Pro, buy XLM, send XLM. And make sure when you send it to the right address and you put the goofy little fucking code, because I forgot that one time and I almost got screwed out of my I sent like 10K and I didn't put the memo note in it. If you don't have the memo note, then it's fucking lost forever.
Oh,
and then
my God.
Video. Coinbase didn't want to help me. They were just like, oh, I can't help you, buddy. And BitForex was like, well, send me the video of you of like the transaction. So I went onto my Coinbase Pro account and did like a video of my screen, and I got it back, because usually when you send something like, I was like, I'm not going to be at 10K. I'm going to murder somebody. 10K is a lot. But I originally bought Bitcoin and I transferred that, but XLM on Coinbase Pro to BitForex is the cheapest fees, quick, easy. I've done Bitcoin, Ethereum, and other ones. XLM is by far the cheapest and the easiest. So,
very good. I'm trying to think of the other thing that I could go on about when you said that. I forget what it was.
We're still on top, guy. Apologize, man.
No, it's all right. My brain is going every which way right now. Apparently, Peng Joon is a supporter of OMI. I don't know. Peng Joon is. I guess is a YouTuber. I'll let me look it up right now.
Right meow.
Right now. Let me see the Peng Joon. Oh, I know this dude.
Oh, that's the dude that made the video. How he put in like, I think like 3-4K, and he made like 100K off of NFTs or something, right?
Oh my God, it's awesome. Guys, bananas. So somebody was asking before, was like, hey, it's Saturday night, you should smoke some flower. Have you ever gone down that road into the poppy seed, Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds, eating what Mario eats type of thing?
Nah, not well. Like I'm on a stream, so I'll save that information for our stream. But I've never done anything like that.
Okay, because I have
You forget I left my job. I might look for something in the future. Don't need some shit to come back and hit me in the But listen, everybody has their own little particular thing they like, and if you find that particular thing you like, congratulations.
I have this theory. I've said it multiple. I don't know if David and Dan will ever hear this. Or they might tell me like, stop. The part of the reason I made all this money and made all these crazy choices was because of psychedelics. It was because of Lucy, Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds, and I'm thinking that like there's got to be a connection where the amount of billionaires and 100 millionaires in the world, they all probably do this stuff. Like Elon Musk has very much hinted at it. I forget who it was. There was another video of a guy saying like, I have a bunch of billionaires as clients. They all at least microdose. I was like, oh, that's really cool. And I'm not advocating that everybody do it. Ask your doctor beforehand. Doctor will probably be like, nah. But there's a lot of medicinal uses as far as, especially mushrooms, going on and saying that, hey, this helps vets with PTSD and all that. And I bring it up, and not on every stream, but I always like to ask people if they have done it or not. Jake, thank you.
I appreciate you asking, but I'm not going to like talk about that. I could say about some friends
Yeah.
helps with depression as far as like psychedelics and stuff like that. And it does help with like one of the good friends of mine. He did 2 tours in Afghanistan, and he came back and he's seen some shit,
Yeah.
and he would always like not poke fun at, but he would always be like, I'm gonna be like the old guy and get PTSD, and when you see certain things and people in front of you on trips and things don't go the way they should go, yeah, you're gonna live with a lifetime of some crap in your head that you really can't get out. And so if you have to put some chemicals in your body to forget that, hopefully something more natural than chemical, you
Yeah.
know, to help, I completely understand. So he with that, mushrooms helped. More so with like depression because like when he came back, he was going to have a party with all 5 of them, and only one made it back. And it just, yeah,
Oh,
it's a
that's a
lot of
bad
shit.
time.
Yeah, it's a lot of shit with the IEDs, and I'm not going to talk more about it because it's fucked up. But
Yeah.
it is what it is. I mean, you go over there, you know what you signed up for. It's a lot of crazy shit. It's like it's bad. But getting back to a question you asked, what would I do with my money? So I am crypto winner. We're so off topic. I apologize. Will there be a crypto winter? Okay, so yes and no. I think it's going to be shorter, something like similar to like Taps's video, where there was like the second video where it's going to take like a little shit for like a month or two, and
Yeah.
then go back up. I think there's going to be a lot of institutional money, and either there's not going to be like a quote unquote bear winter market, or whatever the fuck you want to call it, for
Not into OMI, right? Institutional money into like Bitcoin and Ethereum
yeah,
and maybe
yeah. I think
okay.
some big investors might put some more money into OMI that they already haven't put OMI in. Because like I look at Bitfrex every once in a while, and you saw like when it pumps, it's like 30 million OMI, 22 million OMI. Like who the hell's who's putting a buy order for 22 million OMI? That's a shitload of OMI. I mean, you saw
Yeah.
the sell lines at 0080. Some unfortunate soul decided to sell 53 million, even if they did sell the 53 or just kept going. But yeah. So at the end of the day, what I would like to do is pull some of my profits, and all the kids that I work with, I like to set them up so they can have something like when they get older. And I think
Okay.
that's the best way I can kind of give back, because like you having a kid, it's a huge financial responsibility. You having a kid with a disability is so much more time consuming, and it takes up a lot more energy, and they need a lot more services than other children. And what's the point of me being like fucking Scrooge McBag over here holding like 40 million after taxes,
Yeah.
sitting on my pile of cash, just being a frugal bitch about it? Like, I got to do something nice with it. I think that's what I'm going to do. I haven't figured out like an exact amount, but like let's say I cash out in 5 years and I have 40 million after taxes, and I throw that into S&P. Just the dividend alone off of that would net me $400,000 every year. If it was if the dividend was 1%.
You dirty
So
one
for,
percenter.
but I think a lot of people don't realize the potential. Like, you could buy a million OMI right now for 8K and sit on that, and hopefully within 5 years it hits $1. If not, definitely in a decade, you
Yeah.
can be a millionaire. Obviously, Uncle Sam wants his money, and my thing is it's going to take 31% out of my income. But listen, at the end of the day, it's huge potential.
Yeah.
There's so many shitty crypto projects that don't have a real cause. This has a real cause, and they gross tens of millions of dollars. So it's only going to be a matter of time before the token goes up. You're like, yes, there are issues. There are bots. There are whales. Whatever. Yes. Okay. Every company has issues, but like, look at the potential. Look at all the investors. Listen to how the company listens, interacts with everybody. They don't show people away. They listen to like how Apple listens. So you think your investment, whether you put in 4K or 40K, it's going to the fucking moon. It's just a matter of time. And like I said in the beginning, I got emotional like a little bitch, and I thought my investment was just going to go down more and more, and I bought the bottom, and then I got impatient and I wanted to triple my money because I'm a greedy fuck, and that's just what it is. But at the end of the day, I see the potential and I will hold. And so while my investment grows, I can work on myself, which is one of my main things. You talk a lot about how, you want to do all these things. I would love to like chat with you, whether on or off stream, just more about like things that I would want to do with my life. Because my whole life has been focused on just accruing more money. And then when I get the money, I don't really do shit with it. And so this potential with my bag that I hold, it's going to give me endless possibilities. And the only factor that's going to hold me back is my potential and my weight. I'm fat. You can see by the beautiful face right here. This is not a thin man. So I need to lose weight. Otherwise, I can't go past 50 and enjoy my money. But at the end of the day, I just want to be happy and just travel and do a lot of cool shit. So,
yeah. And I think the hard one of the good problems, but a hard issue is knowing that. Okay, yeah, like someone was saying, like, hey, there should be no more homeless children. Like, you're right, absolutely. If I could spend, $20 million, get all homeless children off the street for X amount of time, I'll do that. But again, I help those kids, and that's just a Band-Aid. It's a one-time thing. Why are there so many homeless children? You have to think about it as like first principles. Like, okay, well, most children that are homeless usually have one or zero parents. If they two parents, most likely the child is not homeless. I mean, most likely children aren't homeless in general, but those tend to be so. How do you go and you keep, people together? How do you make sure they have parents that aren't addicts? How do you make you can't? It's such a very complicated, hard issue, and maybe you could have like, and again, that's something that I was like, okay, well, maybe you could at least do that in your own corner of the world. But the big thing is making sure, like, see where it happens from, see where it goes from. Like, again, I could go and get all the cats and dogs, as many homes as I want, part of Best Friends Animal Society, make sure every cat and every dog is in every home. That doesn't mean diddly squat unless we get all these stray cats fixed and neutered and spayed, and they kind of get this population overrun, it's settled down. So it is hard because you can't just throw your money at something expected to happen. So we could definitely talk about that. Is that off camera in the future? $2 by 2025. You're great. So somebody else is saying that taxes. Yeah, what are you gonna do with your taxes? Are you gonna hodl so you pay the long-term capital gains? Are you gonna like go to like the Azores in Portugal and just be like, hey, I'm not gonna. I'm just peace out, America.
I like to stay in the U.S., so I don't want to skate in any regard. And the state I live in is going to take 10.75%. And I thought about going to another state, like, which one? It's up north. I think Maine, Florida's one. I think Texas is another one.
Florida.
I would like to do that, but I actually like my shitty state, and I would love to stay here. I guess I'm like an old soul. I just get comfortable in one spot. But who knows? Listen, like at the end of the day, I'd rather just pay the money to the government that I owe, and it is what it is. I'd like to take some of it, just like a couple million, and cash it out. Just have something to play with. Like, dude, I am frugal as shit. It's bad. Like, I am cheap. Like, I'm that guy, like, when I get older, like, not like cheap, like I go to a restaurant and tip like a scumbag, but like, if I go someplace and I want to buy like clothes, I'm going to Walmart. I don't care. Like, I don't need a fuckboy Burberry $900 sweater, and I'm not that kind of guy. But like, when you
hot topic, like I have like 10 shirts and I have like 6 pairs of pants, including one that my girlfriend bought me, which is like fire pants. Or so she's bought another one. So yeah, I'm the same as you, same exact as you.
You should get that Veve dress that you talked about on the Twitter space.
Yeah, for those of you this is like one of the bougie things that I would do. For those that don't know, the Met Gala, the one that AOC wore the tax the rich dress at, is, I don't know if I can end the sentence in a preposition, is that I can go and buy a dress and put the words OMI, and Veve on it. And go to the Met Gala next year because $30,000 a ticket, and that would be really good advertising for OMI. Guarantee you, people. And I feel like I could definitely like play the system, be like, oh, I'm an immigrant from Peru. I'll go in with painted nails. I'm an immigrant from Peru. I want to wear this dress, represent this company, and just get like really, really. I don't know. I think they would do it for me.
Yeah. 2 quick things I saw in chat. So Mark Miller said, can you talk about what you're going to do for taxes? There's a website. I can't remember what it is. Maybe it was like Coinly. I don't know. It's just type in like crypto taxes, and you
Yeah.
could like enter in all your tax information. That's going to be a pain in the ass. I have a spreadsheet actually of all my buys and sells on Bitforex, and I just put them in Excel spreadsheet, and it syncs up pretty well. And I mean, it's going to be off a little bit, but listen, when I'm giving the government ungodly amounts of millions of dollars, I don't think they're really going to give a shit. Yeah, I'll probably get audited, and I can just send the paperwork. And if I'm fucking off by, tens of thousands of dollars, I'll just pay it. Like, listen,
Yeah.
you want to sift through. I don't know how many pages. I think I'm at like. Hold on, I can tell you. Give me a second.
All right. Well, you do that. Like, I don't know what I'm going to do because what I did is probably the messiest way to do it because I
Go
had
on.
Bitcoin. So I would take Bitcoin, I would send it to Aria Realty's Coinbase. He would send that to Bitforex, use that, sell that to get USDT, and use the USDT to buy OMI, and then send it to one of my trust wallets. So I don't know what the fudge we're going to do for taxes. Like, I don't know. Like, I want to be the very best at saying, okay, and again, I don't have to worry about it when I sell, so it's not going to be for a while, but that's just going to be a bunch of mayhem trying to figure out who has to pay what.
Yeah, so on Bitforex, I have 329 pages. Oh, there's a pineapple in the chat. So on Bitforex, there's 329 pages of 100 like transactions. So it's what, 3,002? I can't do math. That's a lot. 329 pages. That's a lot. Oh, fuck. Yeah, I was going to say, how long was your stream? Because, like, I dipped out for a little bit. I checked back in. Was it like a 5-hour stream?
It was like 5 hours and 20 minutes. It was a long one. I ran out of battery, so I had to go up there and stand for like the last hour or so because I had to plug it in. That's where an outlet was. And you could see me like fidgeting, and my back still hurts. I was like, ah. So yeah, it was rough. I actually, in the next video that I'm about to release after this is over, I give a small little tour of the house, and I show everyone my lack of bed. I show everyone where I sleep. It's disgusting, but it's pretty fun. I don't know anything about Hex. You know anything about Hex?
Hex was the one that went up from like, I don't know, like a couple pennies to like 43 cents. It didn't moonshot, but I mean, I don't know. I can't.
That's a pretty big moonshot, I think.
It went up like from like a penny to 43 cents, I think, in like a couple months. But also, it hasn't really moved since then. I think it peaked at 47 cents. I'm looking it up right now, but it did. See. So basically, in early May, it was 1.5 cents, and then it went all the way up to now. It's currently at 42.5 cents. So.
Yeah. So yeah, if we can do that, if we can do what they did, and we 30 or 40, that's good. I mean, 30xing from when we were at 0.003 is really only 9 cents, but I'm fine with that. That'd be great. How long have you been in crypto for? This is like my first year.
First year as well. So I originally bought some Ethereum because my buddy would egg me on. He talked to me about like Ethereum like years ago. He's like, "Oh, you need to get in. It's going to be this much." Even when how can I say COVID? I don't know. I want your thing to
say the pandemic. Say the Rona.
The pandemic. My apologies.
The Rona.
The Rona. When that happened, and Bitcoin took a shit, he was like, "Oh, you need to buy some Bitcoin, blah 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 blah." And I was like, "I bought a house in cash, and I only have some money on the side, and the rest of my money is going to be tied up with an investor soon." So, but shortly after that, I just saw like, "Hey, there's a dip. Let me sell my house," and it took a while to get my house settled and sold, but that eventually happened. And by the time that happened, I was like, I don't even know what I really want to put it into now. It was like, buy Ethereum. And I was like, how much is Ethereum? 1,600. It's all right. I'll buy like, 40K of Ethereum, and it was like 1,600, and then it doubled. I was like, sell? This is, fantastic. And then I started like researching every coin on like Coinbase like a crackhead. I was like, oh, the graph, GRT, what does this do? Oh, this sounds fantastic. Dump money, like not even like cognizant of like market peaks or something. Like, oh, I'm just gonna put money in, it's gonna keep going up. I mean, even if OMI loses like 80 to 90%, I don't think it's gonna do that. But I mean, it's gonna lose something. Like, listen, as Bitcoin was shitting like a while ago, OMI really didn't move. It was complacent in its nice number. It dropped a little bit, but I really don't think we're going to see, I don't know, better knock on some fucking wood. I don't think we're going to see anything below a penny once we go past it. That's my personal opinion. I think you got too many people invested with a strong mentality. There's always going to be paper-handed bitches that get in, want it, some quick gains and get out, and that's perfectly fine. Like, whales will sell. If I was a whale with like $4.5 billion, I'm going to take some profit now. Like, why wait for $1? You know, could you imagine that what the sell would look like? If it's at a penny and someone sells 4.5 billion, you would cry yourself to sleep. You would sleep in the corner and piss yourself. You'd be like, "Oh, it went from $1 to 53 cents." So,
yeah, you'd be crying very, very hard.
Yeah.
So, any final thoughts on what people should know, what people are worried about, like that they felt like an idiot? Because if I sell my Neo Genesis box right now, first edition Neo Genesis Pokemon box, 20-something thousand, I'll buy another million OMI. So I'll still buy at these levels. I don't care, because even if it consolidates, goes down a little bit, which it might, but you know it's gonna go up. Like, do I wish I would have sold it last month? Absolutely, but I'll still buy at these prices. Like, do you have any final thoughts on that?
Sorry, I wasn't really paying attention. I was reading comments.
Final thoughts on people that have said, like, hey, I was waiting for it to go down. It hasn't gone down. It's only gone up. I'm still buying here. Like, if I have extra money.
If you still have money, it's still below what it peaked at 1.3 cents. It's obviously going to go past that. I would still continue to buy. I know people will be like, "Oh, I'm going to wait till it retraces." Well,
been saying that for a while.
It's been pumping pretty well the last couple of days. I don't think like, you know, there's going to be a major correction. It goes to 0050 and it just shits on everything. It recently hit, you know, 008. So I don't know. Listen, not financial advice, but I would still keep putting money in it.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing. As long as I have more money.
You should have a bag for short. Yeah, you should have a bag for short term and long term. And at the end of the day, you need to know what you should take profit out of and what you should keep. And then some guy was saying, like, they don't even know what to do about the taxes or loss. Yeah, you're kind of right. Because listen, when you send a shitload of hundreds of thousands of dollars to some shitty exchange like Bitforex, and you have like over 300 pages of a sell order of XLM, I don't think I really need to do taxes on that, because I literally sold at a loss. Because when I bought it on Coinbase Pro and I sold it in Bitforex, I just shitted on the liquidity. So every time I would sell at a cheaper price because I was just sucking up all the goddamn sell orders. So I sold at a loss. I'm cool with that. Now, when I physically cash out and, OMI gets listed on Coinbase eventually, or KuCoin or whatever, I'll figure that shit out. I'll wait till it comes back to Coinbase Pro or Coinbase, and I'll figure that out. But listen, at the end of the day, it's going to be a shit show. Like, if you have a couple buy orders for like $1 million or something like that's fantastic. My thing looks like Enron, like it's hundreds of pages. It fucking sucks. So listen, like, if I fuck up and I don't put the right amount and, I have to pay a penalty, whatever, I'll fucking pay a penalty. But listen, I'm not going to go there and go through 100 lines of 293 pages and put it in one by one to replicate what I have and all that shit. I'm going to guesstimate it. And if I fuck up, let the IRS charge me some money. And that's just what it is.
I just had this weird daydream, sorry to cut you off, of like when OMI gets utility and you are able to use that in the Veveverse. And this one kid, let's say he's well off. Let's say he just had like a bar mitzvah or whatever. And he got like $5,000 or 10, however much he got, for that. And he's like, oh, this is a cool game. If I buy now a lot of this OMI token at like $5,000 or whatever, and in the future, instead of having $5,000 worth of credits, as this goes up, I might have like $7,000 or $10,000 worth of credits. I could buy up all the stuff in the game, and then something happens. He doesn't look at it for a little while. He gets interested in another game because maybe his privilege got money, and then he goes back to it. He's like, whoa, I have like $100,000 here. And he's like, Dad, look what I did. And then Dad's like, oh, this, and then I just picture that as a different way for other people to come and get in, and that could all happen next year. So that's a fun thought experiment.
I think when everyone talks about OMI and kind of shits on it a little bit, I think you need to look at the potential. Like everything that was said has happened and will happen in time. I remember one of the couple of videos was like he doesn't make YouTube video anymore, but he still has an Earth to Mastery. He always talks
I
about
love him.
I miss that dude. I wish he still made videos. But he was like, listen, this Batman series, this Jim Lee, they're still in the market. Pick them up. They're always gonna pop. And I was like, nah, they're not gonna fucking pop. And then my buddy was like, listen, why not? Like, unless it's like some little kid NFT with like the Murmur Corners or something like that. But even those did, I think, pretty well. I mean, that one that was animated shit the roof. But
Ritmo, yeah, Ritmo's at like 2,100. Insane.
So, but like, I mean, I would say 95% of the collectibles you buy at a market price. Even you can't even do that now because you're just struggling to get a drop. But like, even back then, you made stupid money. And like, that's not even saying like the specific collectibles like a Donnie or him or all those different ones. Like, listen, at the end of the day, whatever collectible you buy, it's definitely that floor is gonna raise. It's just how much that floor is gonna raise, and whether you want to hold the collectible for a quick flip and double your money, or you're gonna hold it for 5 years. It's the same thing like crypto. It's eventually going to go up. How much it's going to go up and how long you want to wait. That's just what it is. So
yeah I actually got in because same as Adventures Bucky the Beagle. I got Earth 2 Mastery. He's still in the Earth 2 Discord, I believe, where I was looking for Earth 2, their crypto that they were going to use. I was like, okay, well, it was going to be on the Go chain. At the time, it was going to be. So it's like I was looking for coins on the Go chain that had very cheap to buy and had a lot of volume. And so Earth 2 Master made a video about OMI. I was like, oh, is it going to be OMI? So I looked into that, and I didn't know 100% what OMI was. I just knew that it was very, small cap and had a lot of room we could use that. I was like, okay, this makes sense. And then I learned all about this. It was insane. It was absolutely bananas.
Side note, that's completely different because I'm like listening and reading your chat. I can do two things at once. I'm a smart boy. Taxes. That's important. So Grandmaster Mawa says, my CPA says this is the first time making a mistake on taxes. You can ask the IRS to waive that first fee. Correct. I don't know the exact language you say, but like you're like, can I get that waived, or I screwed up or something? And they will waive that just one time thing. So if you fuck up on a major level, you can get that penalty removed. You'll still have to obviously pay the money you owe. Yeah. But I think that's pretty cool. And a lot of people don't know that. So because like if you owe like maybe like 5-10K, that's not that bad. But when they hit you with penalties, that shit looks bad. I have a buddy of mine who he was just terrible with bookkeeping, and he had a vending business, and like he was trying to undercut the IRS and get them out of their money. And it's like the first 2 years he did like 6 figures for a profit, and then like this third year he's like, I'm just gonna tell him I made like 40 fucking K, and I was like, nah, you're gonna get janked. Yeah. And they got him, and he's like, I'll just owe him a little bit of money. I put my money into some crypto, and his penalty was like $7,000, and I was like, holy shit. Like you got to pay what you owe plus 7K. Like they don't play around with the money. So,
for Verena Kruger, if you go and do that, my friend Predict will buy gems from you. I think Ray Fixie will buy gems from you. But be advised that it's at if you sell $10,000 worth, you'll get $8,000. If you sell like 10,000 gems to someone, it'll be $8,000. So just be advised. That's usually what happens. Were you the whale that was on Dan Lee's channel back in the day?
No, I wanted to do a thing with Dan Lee, but no, what's the guy? He's over not in England. New to crypto? Is it used to be something else?
I don't know.
Hold on. His name was Ian.
I don't remember.
Essentially crypto. All right,
yeah. He's a cool guy. He just made a video and in like British humor of just saying like basically saying that these are all bots. But it was a funny it was like a funny video saying like these are all bots, and he was talking about like Hello K, because I think they're both in like England or something, and like someone was accusing Hello K of using a bot, where I don't think he does. But basically he was just saying like, people that are on the app got the drop. Like, oh, like it was just funny. It was that British humor type of thing.
I remember that back in the day, there were all these memes with him and like four DeLoreans, and then someone calling him out on like one of the, it wasn't the Discord, like with the Twitter Spaces. It's like, yeah, and certain YouTubers have four DeLoreans. Even I think it was Reese who said like, yeah, he wasn't fucking cheating, just like that the app was like broke at the time and we're still in beta, and you just had the ability to snag four.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was on his YouTube channel a while ago. And I asked them to make the private or delete the video because I guess some scumbag that like works with me try to be like, I have a very particular name. And so like after that, I was like getting all these emails like someone's trying to log into my Gmail. That's weird. And I didn't put two and two together. And I was like, oh shit, I think someone's trying to take my crypto from me. And I'm like, no, yeah. And it's like, if you've invested all your money, I'm like, yeah, I have to take certain precautions. Like, listen, if someone stole all my crypto from me, I would kill them. I'd go to jail for that. I know the violence is never the issue, but if you but see, that's the thing that gets me. Like, someone's got to be that scumbag to try to take all my crypto. It's not even like a straight up scam. Like they try to like get my personal.
It's just that. But with that time, did you keep all your crypto in Bitforex?
No, yeah. I at the time I had it all in Bitforex, and I was like, "Not your keys, not your card." I was like, no, I'll get them.
You need to put that in trust wallets, bro.
God, I know, but like when that shit happened, I was like, no, fuck this. No. What do I need to do? I just reached out to some people. I was like, no, this shit cannot happen. Like, you'll see me on like Action News. But yeah, I think what I wanted to do originally, and it was like, it's a joking man. It's nothing like serious. Like I wanted to have OMI Fight Night at like 10 cents. And so I was talking with Dan Lee, and I was like, I want to fight Cavell because he's always so cocky and shit. And like, don't get me wrong, that's his personality, and he's like, that's his job. He's like a YouTuber or whatever. Yeah. But like at the same token, I think that would be cool because you could like live stream it. And I don't think Okomi would get behind it and like put it on their Twitter or something like that. But like, I think that would be cool. Like have like a whale versus whale or a commentator versus commentator. I think that would
charity. That'd be great. I'd do that. I'd fight everyone. Like that'd be great.
The community's fantastic. It used to be like very, very toxic back in the day, and there's still some toxic people. I was toxic for a little bit because I was frustrated with my investment at the time, and I would make jokes like "OMI best stable coin ever," and I was just like, "Fuck this!" I'm just frustrated. I was just, I mean, listen, like when you dump in a shitload of money, especially it's all your money, and you're going all in on one project, which is always a fucking terrible idea, but I never listened to good advice. Yeah, I'm like, listen, if I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it all or fucking nothing. No half-ass, no bullshit, and that's just what it is. But, yeah, so, and that's just what it is. And then Moleculism, who sometimes posts up in your videos and stuff like that, he made a video about me. He's like, JP was talking about dumping all his OMI penny. He called me a fucking scumbag, but he was just like, he's like, these kind of whales, like, we don't need that. He's very toxic. I was like, listen, that one was a joke. I'm not going to, listen, you know how much a pain in the ass it is to buy, like, anything over 10 million OMI? You have to put in all these goddamn sell orders and they to finalize. You think with the amount of OMI I have, you know how long it would take? The first day, it took me 4.5 hours to place all my buy orders.
I remember that.
It was a pain in the ass. And that's when you saw it shoot up from 0035 all the way up to like 0053. Yeah. And like NFT, little pineapple game guy over there, he was just like, OMI's coming back, fuck all the haters. OMI's popping right now. And as soon as I stopped by, it just took a shit. And he was just like, oh, okay. And no, I really appreciate all the YouTubers, even the ones I don't like. Even though I don't like Cavell's personality, he's always correct for the most part. I'm a little toxic on his channel. Unfortunately, the gentleman decided to block me, but what are you gonna do? If you're not subscribed to Randy, please subscribe. Hit that like button. It means the world to him and for Dashi. But yeah, you have all these good YouTubers. They all do something different. Like Gail does drops, NFT. I keep saying NFT. Non-fungible wonderful is like a positive guy like you. Like if it was between me and you going on like Good Morning America, they would want you because I'm like, you're nice and bubbly, have a good personality. I'm just like the greedy fuck that like doesn't want to like give me my money. I'm a shrew. But like yeah, everyone does something different. Cavel's like the hype man for OMI. Taps does like the kind of like the business review. I love Taps' video. Gail does like the current drops. I'm trying to think who I'm missing a bunch of people, but yeah, I mean everyone that's in the community puts out really good content. I know there are some YouTubers who don't do it anymore that used to pump out a lot of videos, but I mean at the end of the day, you saw quality, people.
Yeah.
Talk about where to store your crypto. Would it be an exchange? All right.
I just use a bunch of trust wallets. And also Verena, yes, I think it is if you go all in on OMI. Sorry, you got to say?
Sorry. Yeah, I would just put your crypto not on exchange just for security purposes, whether that's in Trust Wallet or MetaMask or whatever like that. And then when you have to figure out the whole bullshit with like, do I need to send Go tokens to the exchange and blah, 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 blah. I'm periodically just waiting for it gets listed on Coinbase. And so I can just do that swap and just send it over to Coinbase and keep it there because I feel it's more secure there than Bitforex. I like to just permanently hold it in my MetaMask, and I might do that along with some Trust Wallet. Like, I have it spread out. Don't put it all in one fucking thing because you never know what's going to happen. And don't tell people you have a shitload of crypto because that's your first mistake. Like, you brag into your friends, like, you're going to fuck up. They're going to try to steal some shit. It's not that hard to sim swap your fucking card. So,
that's be advised, guys. Put it places, whether you have a Trust Wallet or Trust Wallets or cold storage wallets, multiple. Most of mine are on phones and they're on burner phones. They're in, again, you don't need the actual phone to get into the Trust Wallet. You need the passcode. You need the 12. You need the PIN if you decide to make a PIN, and then you need that 12-word passcode. So I mean, you don't need the phones. Like I could have my phone that I have that one particular Trust Wallet on that's in my bank. I could go and download Trust Wallet on this, and I could put in the I'd have to go to the bank and get the passwords, but I could put in the password on it, that 12-word passcode, and then access it from here. So it's hide those as well.
Yeah. I wanted to look at a couple comments. So Vilfinger says, I must have missed it. How about how much OMI does Old Mate have? Thanks for calling me old. Love compliments. I'll just say I've considerably more than Randy. Randy, you're at what, 109 now?
Actually, I sold His Infernal Majesty for $1 million, so I have 110.
Oh, look at you. Gotta be eating ramen to get to 120, it looks like, huh?
Oh, I don't have the money. I don't. I'm going to Atlantic City next week with a girlfriend. I could like gigolo myself or gamble my way to it, but very, very hard. It'd be like an extra $100,000, $90,000. So much.
Do you mind if I read off answer a couple?
Comments go.
So the way I read the article, correct me if I'm wrong, it says that when I was reading the thing about from Akomi, that if you leave it on Bitforex, it's going to auto swap. But if you have it in MetaMask or Trust Wallet or some other thing, that you're going to have to do the manual process. So that's the way I took it as I read the article. I don't know. Everything's a crapshoot right now. It's still early, so I would just wait for more information. If you feel comfortable, leave it on Bitforex or whatever account or Exendex or whatever the fuck you're on. That's perfectly fine. Listen, at the end of the day, don't share your passwords with anyone, and that's basically it. So, listen. First of all, if you're gonna, when the swap happens, look at like a Taps or Real Randy Chavez or Non-Fungible Wonderful video, because there's gonna be a scumbag piece of shit in a Reddit forum trying to like have your tokens sent to him. Trust me.
Don't download anything. Don't share your Q or don't download like QR code. Or don't do any of that. Me, Taps, any one of the other, probably like Dan Lee or like Hello K, WChamp, they'll have stuff. And when you decide to do it, to transfer everything onto whether it's an exchange or the OMI app, just do a little bit first. Just do like 10,000 OMI. Make sure it goes through. Make sure you're doing it correctly, because God forbid you mess up and your OMI's gone. So do it slowly but surely. I'm gonna literally have to take a day off and be like, okay, I'm sending 1 million, sending 5 million, and I'm gonna have to wait to do that. So yeah. Security. Yeah, so it's more. I don't know what auto swap is. I know I left 69 million. Now 110. Yeah. I was wrong. I just sold everything. I haven't. I have like $2,500 left. Now I do have a couple of Pokemon cards that I could sell, and I could have 5 or 7 grand, by next week, or by the end of the week. Is today Sunday? Today Saturday? Yeah, by next week sometime.
The day of the week it is.
I've streamed for like 9 hours today. No, it's not that long. It was 7.
You need a break.
No, it's over 8 hours. Yeah, it's over 8 hours today, because I had a 5.5 hour stream earlier. I had an hour and a half stream before that, so was 7. So almost 9 hours. This was ridiculous. And I made a video that I'm going to release in like 5 minutes.
So I have a question for you. Are you glad that I was a prick almost every night to you, asking you to sell all your shit and to buy more OMI?
Yeah, I'll give you that. Yeah, it was you and everyone else that were like, do it. And I felt like I was in 9th grade again. No, sorry, 10th grade. And there's a thing called the chicken nugget eating competition at my school, where you would eat as many chicken nuggets as you could in one lunch period. I did it in 9th grade. I did it again 10th grade. And then on the last day of my 10th grade, I had this one kid ate more than me on like the last day, and my lunch period had already ended. I was like, oh, so the first day of 11th grade, I just go in and I just went ham, and I ate like 76 nuggets. And there was this dude that, recruiters come into school, like from the Marines and, military. And he was there trying to recruit like seniors or whatever. And I got this Marine in his like full military dress, like not like actual, day-to-day uniform, but like his dress blues. And he was like, yeah, do it. I was like, yeah. So I felt, when everyone's saying, go more, go for 100. I felt the same way that I did when I had a Marine when I was like 16 years old. Like, yeah, I can do it. And so, yes, I am very thankful that you and everybody else pushed me to do it, because I would not be a millionaire if I had stopped at 69 million, 50, whatever. So I'm quite pleased.
I just remember all those $2 super chats like every night.
Yeah.
Sell your Bitcoin. Sell it. Do it. Like, oh,
I should have done it at the time. Should have done it.
Because OMI's gonna triple, multiply, whatever, like 3x, 4x, 5x more than Bitcoin ever would. And even though you didn't, sell at that peak, you're still gonna make out very well.
Yeah.
So.
But I'm gonna bounce now. My back is destroyed. Thank you everybody for commenting and all that. Thank you, JP, for coming on. I'll have you on again at some point. And we'll I'm gonna go release this last video and celebrate finally a millionaire. I don't own any other crypto, just OMI. So I'll catch you later. Thanks for everyone for coming. And JP, I'll talk to you later. Okie dokie. All right, bye. Bye, Dashi. Bye, guys. Meow, meow, meow.